if you put everything into fixed income, you're not going to make money. Actually, you are losing money. So we will delve into the thumb rule. I have given some thumb rule. Actually, क्या है कि after the presentation, this is my experience कि ज्यादातर चीजें प्रेजेंटेशन के 24 आवर्स के अंदर खत्म हो जाती हैं. तो दीज आर द फाइनेंशियल थंब रूल. तो ये रूल आपको आने वाले स्लाइड्स में आपको दिखाई देंगे. बट क्या है कि इफ यू कैन जस्ट थिंक अबाउट दीज रूल्स एंड इफ यू अप्लाई दीज, जब भी आप कोई फाइनेंशियल डिसीजन ले रहे हैं, सो इज दैट फिटिंग इनटू दिस थंब रूल और नॉट. And this is not the clear cut sense. Thumb rule means thumb rule. मतलब this is the basic. It can deviate from person to person. But अगर आप इतना भी ध्यान रखेंगे तो you will not commit the big mistake. So why saving is necessary? मतलब saving होना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर आपके पास saving नहीं होगी, if you see ना, if you one person have a saving, he can stand tall. You can see from his face he has enough saving. अगर आपके पास saving नहीं है तो if anything happens to you, you will fall for the first offer जो भी आपको मिल गया. मतलब आप जो डिसीजन है वो राशनल नहीं लेंगे. कंपल्सन में आपको कोई भी लोकेशन लेनी है, किसी भी कैटेगरी, जो जॉब ऑफ नॉट लाइकिंग, यू विल गो फॉर दैट. बस वंस यू हैव ए सेविंग, देन यू विल टेक ए राशनल डिसीजन कि मेरे को आई हैव एनफ सरप्लस, आई हैव सम मनी, सो आई विल पॉन्डर इट ओवर. आई विल टेक डिसीजन कि मेरे को कहाँ ज्वाइन करना है, या मुझे क्या इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन लेने हैं, या मुझे. तो सारे डिसीजन, अगर आपका सेविंग नहीं है, देन आप दूसरों की मर्जी पर है. और सेविंग क्यों करनी है, इसका एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन भी है कि वैल्यू ऑफ मनी ओवर टाइम इज डिक्रीजिंग. तो अगर आप देखेंगे इम्पैक्ट ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन, दिस आई हैव इन्फ्लेशन आई हैव टेकन एट द रेट ऑफ 5%. बट अगर आप एक्चुअल इन्फ्लेशन देखेंगे, इट इज मच मच हायर. क्योंकि जो इन्फ्लेशन में जो फैक्टर वो काउंट करते हैं, वो कई फैक्टर मतलब बहुत बेसिक होते हैं. उसमें फूड, आर्टिकल एंड अदर थिंग करते हैं. बट जहां आपका, अगर आप देखेंगे, एजुकेशन है, सबसे मेजर एक्सपेंसेस हमारा एजुकेशन है, उसका 11% पर एनम. जबकि इन्फ्लेशन हमारा कभी 5-7% से ज्यादा रिपोर्ट नहीं हो रहा है. तो अगर एक्सपेंसेस आपका आज की डेट में 30,000 पर मंथ है, तो आफ्टर 20 ईयर इट विल बिकम ऑलमोस्ट 80,000 पर मंथ. ऑन द अदर हैंड, जो आपके पैसे की वैल्यू जो 1 लाख रुपए है, दैट विल कम डाउन टू 37,000. तो आप देखिए यहाँ पे डबल वहमी है. आपका जो एक्सपेंसेज है वो आपके बढ़ते जा रहे हैं, और जो आपके पैसे की वैल्यू है वो कम होती जा रही है. और अगर आपने इन्फ्लेशन को बीट नहीं किया, तो आने वाले टाइम में काफी टफ टाइम होने वाला है इसमें. तो एज एन इन्वेस्टर, इन एनी केस वी नीड टू बीट इन्फ्लेशन. अगर इन्फ्लेशन बीट नहीं करेंगे तो हमारा पैसा नेगेटिव में जाता रहेगा. तो जैसे एक थंब रूल है, जैसे आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग थंब रूल ऑफ 70. थंब रूल ऑफ 70 कि जो भी हमारा इन्फ्लेशन है, उसको आप 70 को उस इन्फ्लेशन से डिवाइड कर दीजिए. उतने पीरियड में हमारे पैसे की वैल्यू हाफ हो जाती है. तो जैसे 70, अगर 5% का इन्फ्लेशन है, तो अगर हम देखेंगे तो 12 साल में हमारे पैसे की वैल्यू आधी हो जाएगी उसमें. तो और दूसरा क्या कि जो रिटायरीज होते हैं, तो रिटायरीज क्या कि बेसिकली एट द टाइम ऑफ रिटायरमेंट दे नो कि हमारे हमारे को फंड मिला, ये मिला, वी हैव ए 1 करोड़ रुपए, एंड इन 1 करोड़ अगर हमारे को 1% पर मंथ मिलेगा तो हमारी लाइफ ठीक निकल जाएगी. बट दे अच्यूम की रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट विल रिमेन सेम. जिसने आज से 10 साल पहले जो रिटायर हुए थे, उनका एजम्पशन था कि दे विल बी एबल टू गेट सम 10% काइंड ऑफ इंटरेस्ट रिटर्न. आज की डेट में फिक्स्ड अवॉइड अगर आप देखेंगे, आपको 6% से ऊपर नहीं मिला, तो उनका सबका बजट बिगड़ गया है उसमें. तो हमारे को, जो जब भी हम इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं, तो वी नीड टू कीप दिस फैक्टर इन माइंड कि हमें इन्फ्लेशन को बीट करना है इन एनी केस. और कैसे करना है, दैट इज द पावर ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग. जैसे वॉरेन बफेट ने भी कहा, कंपाउंडिंग इंटरेस्ट इज द एट वंडर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. ही हू अंडरस्टैंड द अनसेट, ही डोंट पेज फॉर इट. तो हमारे को जब भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, हमारे को कंपाउंडिंग डिस्टर्ब नहीं होनी चाहिए. अगर वी आर एबल टू कंपाउंड इट, then we can become wealthy even with a lesser amount of money also. Just to give you an example, this is the another thumb rule. We call this rule as a 15-15-15. अगर आप किसी भी ऐसे इंस्ट्रूमेंट में 15,000 पर मंथ लगाते हैं और 15 ईयर के लिए लगाते हैं, और इफ यू आर एबल टू गेट 15% रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, सो इन 15 ईयर इट बिकम 1 crore रुपी, और इन 30 ईयर इट बिकम 10 crore. दैट इज द पावर ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग विच आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. अगर आप देखेंगे जो रेड बार यहाँ पर आ रहा है, जो रेड बार है जो आपका एप्रिसिएशन है, तो इनिशियल पीरियड में जो आपका एप्रिसिएशन है वो बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, बट आप देखेंगे ना 15 साल में जो पैसा 1 crore रुपए बना, वही इन 30 ईयर बिकम 10 crore बिकॉज ऑफ द पावर कंपाउंडिंग. तो अगर हम यहाँ देखेंगे, आपने जो इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, अगर आपने 15 ईयर में इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है तो 27 लाख का किया है, दैट 27 लाख बिकेम 1 crore. बट ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ 30 ईयर आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट 54 लाख हुआ है, बट दैट हैज बिकम 10 crore. और ये 15% कहाँ से है, आई विल ऑल्सो डेलिवरेट इन द कमिंग स्लाइड, कि ऐसा नहीं है कि आप, कई लोग कहेंगे 15% रिटर्न आता है. तो इफ यू सी दैट वी विल डेलिवरेट आने वाले टाइम में कि 15% एक्चुअली अवर मार्केट ने दे हैव गिवन द रिटर्न ऑल्सो. ओनली थिंग वी मिस, हमारा डिसिप्लिन नहीं होता, हमारा इमोशन नहीं होता. मार्केट में रिटर्न है, बट वी एंटर एट रॉन्ग टाइम और एग्जिट एट रॉन्ग टाइम. दिस इज द फॉर लिटिल वेल्दी इन्वेस्टर्स जो हमारे ना, वो आर एबल टू मेक दैट 15,000. इफ यू एड अनदर जीरो, if you can make it 1,50,000 per month, so in 30 years, instead of 10 crore, you can have 100 crore. So you can see the first 10 crore will come in 10 years, roughly 15 years. Then जैसे जैसे आपका पावर ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग आगे क्लिक इन होगी, तो आप देखिए ना वो पीरियड शॉर्टर होता जाता है. आप इसको इन्वेस्टमेंट को यू कैन ट्रीट इट लाइक ए चाइनीज बम्बू ट्री. अगर आपने चाइनीज बम्बू ट्री सुना है, जब उसको बोया जाता है, बेसिकली उसको करते हैं, तो फॉर फर्स्ट ईयर नथिंग हैपेंस, आपको ग्राउंड पे कुछ भी विजिबल नहीं होगा. सेकेंड ईयर भी विजिबल नहीं होगा. थर्ड ईयर में थोड़ा विजिबल होता है, एंड देन फोर्थ ईयर फिफ्थ ईयर में सडनली इट बिकम 80 to 90 फीट. 90 फीट मीन्स 9 मंजिल की बिल्डिंग आपकी बन जाती है इसमें. तो जब बट तो होता क्या कि जैसे कई लोग व्हेन दे स्टार्ट वेरी स्लोली, बट देखते हैं कि if nothing is happening in 1 year and 2 year and 5 year, they just come out with it and this is not good, let me invest somewhere else. बट क्या कि वो बेसिकली वो दैट इज द फाउंडेशन ऑफ द इन्वेस्टमेंट. तो अगर हम वो वाला पीरियड में हम इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं, तो देन सडनली, तो जैसे कहते हैं 100 crore किसके पास हो सकता है. इफ यू कैन अफोर्ड टू इन्वेस्ट 1,50,000 पर मंथ फॉर ए पीरियड ऑफ 30 ईयर, 100 crore नहीं हुआ, मान लो 15% का रिटर्न नहीं आया, मे बी 13, मे बी 12. अभी हिस्ट्री जो है हमारी लास्ट 40 ईयर की है, इट हैज गिवन मोर देन 15% रिटर्न. But at least if we aim 100 crore, even if we reach at 70, 80, 90, that will be better. We will be better off than आज की डेट में कि जो सारे लोग क्राइसिस में है फाइनेंशियल में. तो एटलीस्ट वी नीड टू एम लिटिल हायर. And this is, मतलब, we have many investors who are with us from last 15, 20 years, and they have this kind of purpose. They are all well on their way with another 15 years. So here I have given these few thumb rules below. This double, triple, and quad thumb rule. Rule of 72 मेरे ख्याल से ज्यादातर लोगों को पता होगा. 72 means basically जो भी आपका rate of interest है, whatever rate of interest you are getting, so that you just divide that from the 72. Suppose your rate of interest is 6, and then you divide 72 by 6. So your money will double in 12 years. And the same figure, if you divide in 114, then this will be 3 times, and 4 times you need to divide by 144. So basically, you need to calculate, whenever you are taking any investment decision, how much time it will take in doubling your investment. These are the basic rules. So as you know, as the rate of interest is coming down, so earlier we used to think that money will double in a very short period of time. Actually, our father or forefathers, they used to have, even with the fixed deposit, they used to have 12 to 14% kind of return. So even with 12% kind of return, they were able to double their money in 6 year time. So that 6 year time, now the rate of interest, if we go by the fixed deposit, it has come down to 6%. So now the same period has just doubled. Now it has become 12 years. And in the times to come, as all the government are in distress, they are cutting down the rate of interest further. Suppose if someone is sitting in Japan, and in Japan the rate of interest is 1%. So how much time it will take in doubling the money? It will take 72 years. So in the times to come, we need to prepare for the worst. If the rate of interest come down, just like in developed world, then we are in for a trouble. So we need to prepare ourselves for that. So how we go about it? Basically, first we need to plan, then we create the process, and then product. Normally it has other way around. Many will say, what is happening in the market? What is the flavor of the market? Real estate is doing well. Let us go into the real estate. Now crypto is doing well. Bitcoin is doing well. It has doubled in last couple of years. Go for that. So that is not the right way. Right way is to first plan, no ad hoc decision, then create the process, and then implement the whatever portfolio, whatever model portfolio you have created. And then we need to list down all the goals, whatever long-term goals and short-term goals we have. So if we can bucket those, then we will be able to take the decision in a better way. So we can make the goal bucket list into a way. One, we can list down the goals, like retirement is a little longer period, house is a medium-term objective, vacation is short-term period, college can be, depending upon the family affair, it can be 5 to 10 years away. So, or alternatively, if not goal-wise, what we can do, we can create bucket depending upon the time. The money which I will need within 5 years, money I will need within 10 years, money I will need after 20 years. So in that way, if we can create those kind of bucket, then accordingly we can choose a product also. So then we can just fit in here. This is the product, this is the goal. For this goal, we can fix this product with this goal. We can earmark this. So that way, that will be better. Many times we have seen that I have to get my daughter married. Let me invest in the property, and after 3 years or 4 years, I will just sell it off and then get her married. And when the time comes, because of liquidity issue, they are not able to sell it off. Then they are desperate. They are selling it at a discount. So we need to make the bucket of all the goals, and then appropriately we choose a product also. These are the various products basically we deal in. So I will just skip it. So this is the goal mapping basically. What kind of goal? Suppose you have a retirement kind of goal, and that is 20, 30 years away. Then you can put that money into 100% irrespective of the market condition. If you have a house which is 10 years away, then it can be combination of equity, debt, and liquid. Vacation is a little near-term goal. That money can be in money market and debt funds. Kids education is a medium term goal. So accordingly, basically, we have to earmark whatever investment we are making. We have to map it with the goal. So we don't have any surprises when we are reaching towards the goal. Oh, I thought that I will be able to sell this property for getting married or for this thing, and but I am not able to figure it. I am not able to encash it. Now what to do? And also here comes our thumb rule, which is normally 3 times of the monthly income has to be for the emergency. And we have realized it in the last 2 years in the corona time. We have seen many people, many families grasping for the liquidity, selling their gold, silver, assets, distress selling, just because they didn't have this emergency funding. So we need to have emergency funding at least 3 times or maybe 6 months of your expenses in the liquid asset, which can be easily encashed at the time of need. And whenever we are investing, basically we have to see why we are investing. There can be two or three goals. One can be capital growth. In the beginning of the career, when you are creating corpus, maybe for your, so one is the accumulation phase. You are accumulating money for your kid education or retirement goal. So that is the capital growth period. So when you are investing that, then go for the investment like equity investment and don't take money out. I have seen people, they are creating money, they are accumulating money for the retirement, they are buying the money back policy. What will you do with the money back policy? You are getting money back, and then again you are reinvesting or you are using that money for your own purpose. So ultimately, your long-term purpose is defeated. That goal is defeated. Another can be once you are in the retirement phase, then you need the regular income. Then choose the product accordingly. Now I'll need the regular money. Then don't buy this stock market and then I will be surviving on the dividend or this is consistently increasing. I will sell little bit of it whenever I require the money. So we need to choose. And the third can be the capital preservation. That this money I don't want basically my principal need to be protected at any cost. I don't want this 100 becoming 99. So beforehand we need to establish what we want from the money. We want capital preservation, we want capital growth, or we want the regular income. So first we decide that, only then we go for the product. Then the next is the product, which product to choose. And we also need to calculate how much we need to have this life insurance. And the life insurance, the thumb rule is total life coverage. You need to have 20 times of the annual income. Exactly, also we can calculate it, but as a thumb rule, and not everyone go for the calculation and human value life and other thing. There you need to use this thumb rules. So 20 time of the income is fair enough. And when you are going for the insurance, then go for the term plan, pure term plan. But I have seen people going for the life insurance of 5-10 lakh rupees, saving plan, paying little bit premium in case of any mishappening. Family getting 10, 20, 30 lakh, then 10 to 30 lakh is not enough for even 5 years. And they have to survive for another 20, 30 years. So you have to have a reasonable coverage. And reasonable coverage has to be in crores, not in lakhs. But if you buy the traditional policy, like saving oriented, then you will not be able to pay the premium also. So better to buy a term plan, have a reasonable coverage. So basically reasonable coverage, if you have any loan, buy equivalent amount of insurance also to cover that, whatever goals you are having for children, marriage, education. So rough formula to calculate is, if anything happens to me today, how my family will survive for another 20, 30 years. So then I will say, suppose if I take a 1 crore insurance and on the 1 crore, my family will be getting 6 lakh. If they are able to invest at 6%, they will getting 6 lakh to 50,000 per month. So is that 50,000 sufficient? Then it is fine. Then I have also another loan of 50 lakh. I need to make provision for 50 lakh also. So my total requirement will be 1 crore plus 50 lakh, 1.5 crore. Then I have a couple of other goals also like education of marriage. So you add that 2 crore, 3 crore. So have a reasonable term insurance. This 10, 20, 30 lakh will not do. In health insurance, use a top-up insurance. So you have right now the top-up insurance is available like 1 crore coverage you can get with the cost of just 5,000 to 8,000 rupees also. So have a reasonable coverage. In the last 2 years, we have seen this a smaller Medicaid claim policy is not enough. This 5-10 lakh rupees just go in couple of days only. And when you are in job, though your company must be providing for the medical insurance, even then it is advisable to have a one small medical insurance. Actually, what happens when you change job or anything happens to you, and if you have some medical issue, at that point of time, you will not get any medical claim. So instead of when you are having corporate medical claim policy, that is fine, but carry one small policy, maybe a smaller amount. So at least then you can increase your risk coverage in the years to come. treat it as a cost. Or if you are changing your job, in between anything happens, suppose there is a gap of 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, and if anything happens at that point, then who will pay the bills? So it is advisable to have one personal policy also, and then car insurance compulsory, so everyone take it, and also consider this home insurance and disability insurance also. So disability insurance, you are neither here nor there, and it is these policies are not very costly. This is the very minimal amount and which can take care of the family expenses. So there are some common questions for the how to minimize the tax liability. For salary, it is very difficult because their tax is deducted upfront, and not much of the tax planning can be done. So even then, we have listed something what we can do. This everyone do 1.5 lakh rupee under Section 80. Everyone does. What you can do when you are going for a home loan, then take it a joint home loan to take advantage. Suppose there is a home loan benefit of 2 lakh rupees. So if you take in the joint name with your wife, then 2 lakh each, both of you can claim. If you take with your children also, then each one can take it. So that way, basically, you can maximize your tax benefit. And when you are investing, then invest in the lower income slab. Your spouse, if your major children is there, you can transfer the money from your account to your non-earning member, except your spouse. So there again, they have the slab of this 5 lakh rupees, so where they will not pay any taxes. Whereas in your case, you will pay the marginal rate of taxation. Even you can consider investing money in your parents' name if they are in the lower income bracket. In case of children investment, you might consider investing in deep discount bond. If you have any losses from the capital market, you need to file return in time to claim the benefit. For education, children education, higher education, you can consider taking education loan to take claim tax benefits and take deduction up to 2 lakh rupee when you are buying your second home from the interest payment. You can consider opening up two demat to make some tax planning. Suppose the same share you are buying in the two demat account, then you may choose to decide which share to sell, profit one or loss one. Suppose you bought Reliance and share 2,000 rupee and 2,500 after some time. Both have a separately paid account, and now the price is 3,000 rupees
इधर ही
or
बैठा है
200 rupees. So then you may decide that I will be selling this 2,500. I will be selling it to minimize the tax liability. You can consider paying rent to the parents, what you get from the HRA, and spend less than 1 lakh rupee on one credit card. Otherwise, these detail go to the income tax department and they might inquire uh, what your source of income, where you're spending. And I was told that basically what are the various options to invest in the gold. In the gold, basically there are three options. One is the physical gold, which everybody knew about this. But in this, there is a taxation involved, there is a storage cost, and then, but it is fairly liquid. The other options are you can consider buying gold mutual fund also. And now the government also come out with sovereign gold bond. Sovereign gold bond, in addition to whatever appreciation you will have, you will be getting this 2.5% rate of interest also. That is the icing on the cake, basically. That is the additional benefit. And if you keep it for 8 years, so whatever capital gain you are making, that will become, it's totally tax free. And there is no TDS, interest is regularly payable, capital gain tax is free. So you have a horizon of 7, 8 year, 8 year, or maybe like these are listed. You can exit even before that also. So whenever you are planning, suppose many people plan for their daughters that they will get married in the years times to come, so you need to buy some gold. So what you can do, you can keep on buying these bonds. These come with regular intervals, and after some time, when need arises, you can sell these bonds and buy the physical gold. So that will be better because in the process you will not pay any taxes. You will be getting regular interest also. And these are sovereign bonds. Sovereign bond means basically that's guaranteed by the government. So there is no risk of default in anything. Then where should we invest? Matlab, there is either we have seen either 100% stock market or 100% FD. In India, most predominantly people invest in the fixed deposit, and even now 80 to 85% of the money is invested in the fixed deposit. But if we see what is the effective FD return, the effective FD return, fixed deposit return is 6%. And right now the inflation is 5.5%. If you see that, and then you need to pay tax also on that. So if we assume that you are in the 30% income tax bracket, you will be paying 108%. So effectively, your money is getting eroded by 1.3% every year. You're not making any money actually. Your money is getting reduced year on year basis. You need to fight this. We need to basically, inflation has to be beaten in any cost. Or else you have inherited very big corpus and you need not to work for the rest of the life, then it is fine. But if you are in job or you have a cash flow limitation, then we need to take a call. This is not a choice. Your money is getting reduced every year. The other is the BSC Sensex. If you see, uh, just see the chart closely. This is now 40, and now the index is now over 40-year-old. If someone has started with the so index started 100, now it is 55,000. So the CAGR is 15.93%. If someone is on the SIP, then again the CAGR is 15%. This is where I was just talking about when we were explaining that SIP thing or that rule of 15, 15, 15. So I have taken that figure from here only. The index has given 15% return. It's a no-brainer basically. If you don't apply your mind, simply blindly you put money into index, you have got 50% kind of return. If you apply your mind, you use fund manager choices, better mutual fund or better PMS, your return will be little better than this. But this comes with the drawdown also. If you see carefully, every year I have listed what kind of return they have given. If in the last 40 years, the index is positive in 33 years, return is 50%. So FIA is they are enjoying the show. Basically, they believe more in India rather than the Indians. And we Indians, we as a domestic investor, we invest money in gold and real estate. What is happening real estate, in the last 10 years, what is happening actually? There is a price correction and there is a time correction also. First, the prices went down by 20, 20, 30%. Then it has stayed there only. So even if you keep just 5% of the cost of the money, so your price is just 20 to 30% of what it used to be 10 years back. So if you see the red bar here, the red bar is the downside in the market in that year. Even if they were positive, suppose this was positive 87%, but it also fell down by 10%. It ended 87% positive. So if you see all these years, there is ultimately most of the time 70 to 75% of it is positive. But there will be period when index will be negative. So as I told you, out of 40 years, 33 are positive, 7 years are negative. You have to manage your emotion in those 7 years. If you can manage your emotion in those 7 years, then your journey can be fantastic, which you are talking about. And that 15,000 SIP can give you 10 crore rupee over a period of 30 years, or 1.5 lakh SIP can make you 100 crore club. But that 100 crore, what happens actually, when we see the red bars in any year, then they say, "Okay, let me come out of it." Or when the market is bullish, then they sell everything, even they take the loan against property and put it into the stock market. So don't be risk averse, so much risk averse, you are putting everything in fixed deposit, or don't be so adventurous at everything into 100% to equity. We need to find the balance. We need to beat this inflation also. And this is the one calculation we just made, home loan versus SIP. So whenever you're going for a loan, so we have just calculated, suppose you have taken a 25 lakh rupee loan at the rate of 9%. It's a little old calculation. So if you do it for 20 years, so then in the over a period of 20 years, you will be paying this 31 lakh rupee as interest. But side by side, if you can start a SIP of just 10% of that, 2,500 rupees, 25, your EMI is 23,467. If you can start SIP of 2,500 rupees, after 20 years, this all interest will be taken care by this smaller SIP. If you see, if they are able to appreciate it by 15%, which they have done. So here the capital appreciation 31 lakh 81,000, or your interest payout is 31 lakh 32,000. So in a way, by just doing a SIP of 2,500, you are able to recover whatever interest you have paid to the housing finance company. So again, just to reiterate, this thumb rule of debt is all debt never exceed 40% of the total income. Don't fall into that debt trap. Then again, I was given the question that one should go for the rent or one should buy the house, what to do basically. So just to give you the little idea, the rental yield, if you see in India, is around 1.5% to 2%. What does it mean? If your house worth is 1 crore rupee, if you put it on the rent, you will get the return of around 1.5% to 2%. Roughly on 20,000 rupees, the rental for 1 crore property. And then after that, you have to pay some taxes also, house tax and other. Uh, so, and on the other hand, mortgage rate is around, right now it is 7%. It has become a little reasonable. 2, 3 years back, loan rate was 9%. Rental yield was still 1.5% to 2%. So if your property don't appreciate by 7% per annum, so you are at a loss. So it then makes sense. Now things are coming back to normal. Now this gap has narrowed down to, now the loan rate is 7%, rental is still 2%, 2 to 2.5%. So this gap is narrowed down to 5%. If this gap narrow down to 3 to 4%, then property become attractive. Then you may consider buying property instead of paying rent. But if the gap is more than 5%, it actually doesn't make sense. This is all from my side. And we have created one blue book in this corona period. Actually, we have seen people leaving the world and they had the asset also, but their family is not able to access it because they never recorded everything. Now we are working as a Sarlocom from where to connect. We are getting some, if there is some dividend that's come, they may be having some shares, some FDs, some. So we have created this blue book where everything can be recorded. So in case of any, or even for our record keeping purpose also, we need to enter everything in this book. So if anything happens to us or anyone else in the family, at least whatever asset we have created, they are able to enjoy it. If they can't or cannot enjoy it, then what is the use of working throughout the life and they are running after the court and relatives how to claim that money. So if you need that, you have this number. I will give it to your office also. Then we can share. We'll share this book with you. So that's all from my side. And now it is open for the Q&A. Any kind of question related to personal finance, I am here. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. So, everybody, you can proceed with your questions, your queries.
I have one question. This is Umang.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question is like, does it affect on what day we are going to have a SIP in equity, or like we do some SIPs every month. So what is the best day to have the SIP? Will it
We
not
have done
make
the,
any?
I got your question.
Yeah.
We have done the calculation on the daily SIP versus weekly SIP, fortnightly or monthly. Over a period of time, then we realize it didn't make any difference. Monthly SIP is well enough. What you can do if you are splitting the SIP in 3, 4 SIP, so you can split those dates.
Okay.
Monthly SIP is fine. If you
Hmm.
are suppose you are investing 20,000 rupees, so what you can do, you plan for 7, 14, 21, and 28. You can split that way.
Okay. Okay.
So there is no particular date is not a very useful for the SIP.
Okay. It's not like in past 10, 20 years, a day of 14 or a 20 is good
No.
to have that
We
SIP.
we have
It's
done
not
all
like
the
that.
calculation for last 20 years,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we figured out that there is not much
No.
benefit of sticking to any particular date.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Ajay this side. Can you go through the previous slide, please? Slide number 26. No, it's yes, this one.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh, sorry. Previous one.
Yeah.
One step back, please. Yes, this one. This is the monthly SIP 2,500. It's a 6 lakh after 20 50% of the 37,000. Where it comes 6 lakh investment of the 37 lakh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then SIP should be invested in which mode or which funds?
Basically, it has to be equity fund. Only then you can expect around 15% because the index has given 15%. Active funds have given little more than that. So basically, minimum is the equity fund, maybe index fund, or maybe some active any good fund. If you invest in that, then that will not yield this kind of return.
Right. Right. Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Arindam from Bangalore. I have one question. You have been mentioning about disability insurance. Does that kind of insurance exist in India? And in case yes, which are the companies that promote this kind of insurance? Because what I understand is this is additional features which is there in the insurance which you take at some additional premium. A separate disability insurance policy, is it available in India? And if yes, what are the companies who promote this kind of insurance policies?
This disability insurance available by way of rider in the life insurance company and on a standalone basis in all the other companies like whichever company offer this health insurance, they offer this insurance also separately. Like HDFC Ergo, you can go for it, Tata, Sundaram, all these, whichever company is offering Mediclaim, they also offer this disability insurance as a standalone policy.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Gupta, Prashant here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So in SIP, we do have multiple options like a lump sum SIP where we invest one time with a lump sum money, and then we have monthly SIP. So if we choose lump sum SIP and that is for one time, how advisable it is for us if we have
See,
some
this
amount?
lump
Is it?
sum is not a SIP.
Mhm.
Okay. And then if you are putting money into lump sum, then you need to figure out that at least your investment horizon 7 year plus, when you are investing that you need to look into this valuation thing also, the what kind of valuation the market have. So right now, suppose you have to invest money today, then I may not advise to put money into lump sum because we are little at elevated level. So then you can choose that STP thing. Even if you have the lump sum money, you can put money into liquid fund and give the instruction to transfer that money over a period of time. So what I have seen, this SIP is little better than the lump sum thing, unless the valuation are favorable or your investment horizon is little longer, it is 7 year plus, and you are not going to look into between, not taking any decision in between. If the market is down by 20-30%, you are not taking the money out. Then after 7 years, they don't make any difference whether it is a SIP or lump sum. But normally what I have seen, market has always given return. It is visible on the chart. The index has given 15.93%, almost 16% return. Though the market is up, when the market was down, it is still giving 14% kind of return. Market has given return, but actually investor has got the return. That is the question mark. Actually, there was a study in uh, Malabar, USA. So then they analyzed who is the best investor. So then their finding was the best investor is the dead investor. Why the dead investor? Because he never took out the money. So their family figure out, oh, this was the money which was left by my grandfather or father 20 years ago, and those were the best investors. Then the second class was the inactive investor. Basically, no, they invested money and then forget about this. And then the most active investor are the worst investor, basically. No? Actually, then emotion actually play against us. So when the going is good, we will be putting extra money. When the going is not good, then we tend to do something with the investment. So those are the worst performers. So
Okay.
as per their research, the debt investor was the best investor. Even in our practical life also, we have figured out many times actually, now it is over 18 years. In the 18-year period, many people who forget about their investment, which they made in 2003, 4, 5, and now they are seeing their money has 10 times. In the recent 3 months, actually in the Corona time, people got the time. So they figure out there what kind of investment they have done, and they realize that they have made some investment. And now they have seen whatever investment they made in before 2005, that has become 10 times now. But
Okay.
if it was their knowledge, then they couldn't have kept it there.
Mhm. Mr. Gupta, one last question. I mean, I know that few people, they keep a control on this money control side, and they know the performance of those funds. But if out of your experience, if you want to tell the team that yes, this is the fund and equity you can invest with a closed eyes, any fund you want to recommend here?
Uh, I think forum I will not name any fund basically separately, but you can contact me, then I
Okay.
can
Okay.
the name. There is some regulatory issue also.
Okay. Fine. Thank
But
you.
any way you can invest in any index fund. Index fund is any fund, basically you can go for it. If you want to improve your return, then you can choose any active fund.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have another 6 minutes. You may proceed with your questions.
I have one question regarding the insurance. Does it worth to have a insurance policy, health insurance policies for parents, because it come at very high cost? Like if we want a policy of even a 3 lakhs for parents above 65 years of age, it costs around 25 to 30,000. So does it worth to take it? Like
No,
what?
if the cost is higher and there is some medical issue and they load the premium,
Hmm.
then it is better to allocate the fund by way of SIP in some separate fund and create that corpus. That will be,
Okay.
if you just survive for another 5, 7 years, that will be sufficient to take care of that medical emergency. But if there is a normal premium and you have entered little early, then it's fine. But I have seen, this is the practical problem which I have seen, that at certain age, suppose if you cross 80, 85, then this cost is prohibitive. Basically, in 3 years, you can take back your money if you don't claim.
Okay.
But what I
Thank
would advise you, basically, you consider this top-up insurance which is available at a very, very cheaper cost. 1 crore insurance is available between 5,000 to 10,000 rupee, which takes care of even your global coverage. It can offer you global coverage also. Anything happens and you want to get treated overseas, maybe some air ambulance is needed. So in those kind of emergency, if you are paying this little amount, that is worthwhile.
Okay, like we are having a insurance policies, a health insurance policy. Over that, we get the top up from insurance companies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So last 4 minutes we do have for this meeting. Any other queries, please? Anyone who has any query, you may please ask here, because only we have 3 minutes left for this meeting. After that, we will close this one. You can write your query also. If you're not able to speak, or some issue is there, you can please message me. I'll ask on your behalf.
Hello. Yeah, I just said. Mukesh, yeah, any consultancy providing by your firm regarding to how to invest and where it should be invested?
Yeah, that is the job which you do. That is our job basically. So
Okay.
I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a certified financial planner, and in this line from last 27 years. So I have incurred heavy loss in the time of Harshad Mehta. So then I paid my learning cost at that point of time, and then that taught me a lot basically.
Yes, okay. I just want to know whether we have to move further, then we
Yeah,
should
yeah, yeah,
consult. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Last 2 minutes. You may write your queries.
Even if there is no question right now, mother, if you have any other question, you can write back to me or ma'am, and then she can forward it to me, and I will be happy to reply to that.
Sir, this is Saroj Panda here. I have a
Yeah,
question.
Mr. Saroj. Yeah.
The property what we buy, like flats and any house, is it advisable for us to take insurance, like for, against damage or for earthquake or fire?
Yeah, it is
What is your
advisable. It is nothing, you know. It is peanut basically. You pay a couple of ₹100 for a crore property. So it makes sense to go for it basically. Just insure yourself against all the eventualities. Actually, what happens in the Western world, they insure themselves against all the emergencies.
They
They
will
will
get
get
their
their
home
home
insurance, they
insurance,
will
they
do
will
their
do their
medical
medical
insurance, they
insurance, they
will
will
do
do
life
life
insurance,
insurance,
and then
and
they will
then they will
enjoy the
enjoy
life.
the life.
So
So
if
if
anything
anything
happens,
happens,
then they
then they
have
have
insurance to
insurance to
fall
fall
back,
back,
and
and
otherwise they
otherwise
are
they are
enjoying
enjoying
their money. They
they
are
are
enjoying
enjoying
their
their
improving
improving
their
their
life.
life basically.
Uh,
okay? Thank
Please share the feedback. I have shared the link on the conversation tab. Do share. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir.
you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
And
bye.
that's all. And I hope you have got a lot of information from this session. For any queries, and you can check on the numbers sir has shared. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Sir, tea, coffee, sir. टी और कॉफी चाय बना देना मैम के लिए आप चाय मुझे नहीं चाहिए ठीक है
Even though the other thing that we mix it, they are not well with English.